So spending habits, like a majority of the stuff that we do is kind of on autopilot. It's habitual. And that's just set out of a series of, neurological pathways that continue to reinforce themselves over and over again. We get in these loops. It's the Starbucks coffee on the corner of the street that I go to every day, and I know the person, and I'm going to continue to go there and get my same drink and continue to do that. A majority of the stuff that we do with our money is habitual. And like any habit, we learn it somewhere and we get this response that was positive at one time, and we continue to press that button and continue to do it over and over again. With finances, with money, if you want to be able to identify any spending habits that you may want to change, you have to pay attention to where your money is going. So this is where the budget is the tool to kind of help identify that. Track your spending. Big things, track your spending. Okay? Anybody have any, talked about that a little bit, like does anyone have any specific habits that they kind of know of that they are looking to very specifically like eliminate or get rid of or change? Maybe not eliminate, but at least like rein in a little bit. Yeah.
I would say meat and fast food.
Yeah.
It's just going up and it needs to not.
Right. That's a hard one. Food, that's the other beautiful part about our economy is because of the way that and this is the best and the worst thing about our society is choice. Like that is 100% the best and the worst thing. It's like, if I only had one option and it was efficient and inexpensive, that's great. It's one less thing I got to think about. But because you get choice overload, you get like 15 different options. Do I get the Whole Foods or do I go to Aldi for that? Like my wife and I go to 3 flipping grocery stores every Sunday. I love Costco. I love it. Determining whether needs are real or perceived is an interesting thing as well, because my perspective on this, and again, I teach this all the time, I think about this stuff all the time, but I am not a trained psychologist, so I don't know if there's any validity to my thoughts on this. But my perception is anytime you spend $1, that's a resource that you have. Anytime you spend $1, it's a need at the moment that it leaves your hand, because that's the thought that's going through your mind. I need this cup of coffee right now. Would you die if you didn't have it? No. But I need it. I need this because it's on sale, right? Which we're trying to talk about that in a second. Like, I need this, and we can convince ourselves that we need this. I was at a presentation with a very, very smart guy named Kelly O'Keefe. He was at the Brand Center over at VCU for many, many years. And he's a marketing brand genius. Like, this guy is like nationally recognized. I think some of his students from the VCU Brand Center did like 25 of the commercials at this year's Super Bowl, worked on and put them together. Like VCU Brand Center marketing is like up here, like the top. And this guy taught all of those people. And so he said, people are going to buy what they want, and they're going to convince themselves of it later. They're going to be able to justify it later. So how do you figure out what that want is, right? It's crazy. He also said that price doesn't really matter. Because most people don't always, and that's again coming back to that behavioral economics kind of thought, is from an economist's perspective, the cheapest thing is the best choice almost all the time, because the price is what determines everything in economics. But the reality is most people will buy the thing that they can afford, like the most expensive thing that they feel that they can afford, not the cheapest ever. So it goes back to that free. Like, if I could go out and ride a bicycle that I've already bought, I don't need to take a cycling class. But because I'm paying for the cycling class, I feel obligated to go to it. It's really crazy when you start to think about it.